Okay guys, we're gonna do a log review today. I'm gonna try to get this done. I'm trying to do a good job of this, but I gotta do gold DKP in an hour, so we're gonna try to do as good as we can of a job with this log review with the time that we have. So let's get started. So this is HOG. This is like a speed run, and we have a VOD to review today. Pretty nice. Hoping to get some more people to submit VODs for VOD reviews because they're just inherently more entertaining than the log review. So. Let's get started here. A lot of haste pots. Where's all the? Oh, I see. Mana potion injectors. Quite a lot of scrolls. I'm not sure you need that many scrolls for a speedrun. It's kind of more scrolls than you need. Also, you can organize your bags a little better here. You know, you got some fish scales in there, some badges of justice you don't need, some fish oil, some shit like that. Mooncloth, not sure what that's for. Okay, so looks like we're starting the speedrun here. Well, I guess they move up a little bit and then they get buffed, and yeah, most speedruns start from right here. So looks like he's using the rotation twister add-on. Weak aura. I'm not sure what swing bar he's using yet. Skip ahead a little bit till trash. Looks like they're about to pull. Now we won't watch all of the trash. We're just gonna watch some to get an idea, but we won't watch all of the trash because we just don't have time for that today. But we will watch a lot of it. Starting out with a fat twist, CS. Now, probably not consecrating here because it's a speed run and mana is very important, which just totally makes sense. Everything looks good, pretty good so far. I noticed you don't have any dark runes. Hopefully you have like some demonic runes or something. If you're speedrunning, I mean, honestly, dark rune is probably like the most important consumable if you're speedrunning. So hoping that you actually just have some demonic runes in there somewhere, but if not, definitely want to get some dark runes so that you don't have to drink. But if you're power drinking, if you're like power drinking in between pulls, then you might not necessarily need it, but it does let you get some consecrates and stuff off that could be good on some pulls. I mean, everything looks good, like rotationally. Skip ahead a little bit. Yeah, so there's power drinking water here on his H key. So that's really good for like speedrunning mana, obviously. Most people already know about that. Even if you're not speedrunning, it's really good to have power drink water. It just makes it so that you don't have to drink hardly ever. You just spam it basically as you walk, and you get mana without having to drink. Yeah, okay, so pretty standard stuff. Arcane bombs on the Aquia spawns, Blood Elf silences, that kind of stuff. Skip ahead a little bit. You guys definitely could be pulling a little bit faster, but I'm not sure how competitive you're trying to be, so not a huge deal. I mean, if you're just trying to get a decent time, but probably could be pulling a little bit faster. Oh, we got some deaths here. Looks like a couple aggro pulls, maybe threat drop. Yeah, that poison's rough because you can't dispel it, so that's a lot of people die to that shit all the time. Rotationally looks pretty good. I mean, just doing the rotation as normal. Pretty easy rotation when you don't have any haste buffs, so doing it fine. Everything looks good here. Let's forward to the boss. So we got a paladin tank. He probably should not have popped wings until the boss got to him. I think it's better for threat if you just wait to pop wings until the boss hits you. Until he's about to hit you. But yeah. Yeah, if you want good parses, you just get good, obviously. I'm gonna go back real quick here just to take a look at the rotation. This is kind of annoying having this range check on top of your swing timer, but whatever. That was a late CS. That was a pretty late CS. When you have a late CS like that, I would probably just twist. I mean, I would certainly just twist instead. If you have a late CS like that, where it's like at the very end of your auto, I would just twist instead. Like here, just twist. No need to wait for that CS, just twist CS after. Looks like you might need the swing timer fix. I think the swing timer just bugged out there. You might want to check out the weak aura. I'll DM it to you and I'll put it in the description of the video, but it looks like you might need the fix for the swing timers being broken, because I think your swing timer just bugged out there a little bit. Twist there should have been a CS. Let's slow this down a little bit. Twisted there when you had CS off cooldown, should have CS'd instead. But yeah, so twist. CS is not on off cooldown, but you're spamming it. You should twist instead. It's too late now, but CS is this late. I mean, it's not even gonna be ready until the next auto, so should twist instead. Could have twisted there, and then you can consecrate there. Okay, so we're going into a twist here. Could have judged, actually. Before that twist, you could have judged. So there's the CS. Now I'd like to see a judge into a twist. Judge into a twist, good. CS is not off cooldown yet. It's late again. When it's late like this, you just want to twist. Just twist again. Like if you start the auto attack and you have like 2 or more seconds on CS, you're just gonna want to twist instead. So you're not like waiting for it, wasting time. Let's go into another twist. Like right here, again, you could have twisted here instead of waiting for your Crusader Strike. It's getting really late into the auto. When it's really late like that is when you want to just twist instead. So there's CS, timer's reset now, CSing again. No judge, so he goes into a twist. Twists. But he gets hit with a spine. Unfortunate. And then the boss is putting a shield up. Now here, you should just stop attack. When the boss puts the shield up, you should just hit your stop attack button and wait with command ready, and just as soon as the bubble gets popped, you twist. So you should just stop attack with command up and then instant twist like you do on pull as soon as the bubble pops, basically. Just be careful about judging, because you can kill yourself with a judge if you judge after that. So looks good right here. Going into another twist. CS is, this one's alright. This CS isn't that late, so this one's okay. And then we have Judge. Judge is back into a twist. Going back into the normal rotation here. Which is he'll probably do it perfectly from here on out. Normal rotation, everybody's used to that by now. So it looks like the biggest issue is when during Lust, you're like waiting for your CS when you should be twisting a lot. So you missed like 3 or 4 different twists that you could have had there. That you could have traded for a very, very small like delay on your CS, which is very valuable. Can give you a lot of extra DPS. That being said, you're not doing a horrible job here. You're doing pretty good, better than average, I would say. Still a good performance, but definitely could twist a bit more. Just delay your CS a bit in order to twist more. So that's good. And then we'll put the playback speed back to normal. And my internet's being slow, so we gotta wait for it to load. Sorry about the quality. Should be coming back up here in a sec. Should have Crusader Strike there. You had Crusader Strike ready, but you got stomped. And as soon as the stomp was over, you should have used that Crusader Strike. You could have Exorcismed there. Could use your Exorcism right there. Grabbing Worm Collars. You actually had a moment where you could have CS'd, so you actually started auto-attacking the Skystalker with your command up. You could have CS'd and still hit your twist. So like if you start attacking something on like trash or whatever with command up, you can Crusader Strike and twist in the same auto attack because you don't have to put command back up. So now anytime a mob like moves out of my range like that, and it might scuff my twist because it's going too far out of my range, I'm just gonna stop attack. If it's like trash, if it's moving out of my range like that and I'm getting ready to twist, I'm gonna stop attack until I know I'm in range, and then I'm gonna twist as soon as I get into range. Could have Exorcismed there. Definitely could be using Exorcism a bit more. Now I'm not sure if that's because you're trying to conserve mana so you don't have to drink, but I don't think it would be that bad on your mana to do so, especially if you're using Dark Runes. You could be getting out some Exorcisms here for a good bit more damage. Otherwise, I mean, it looks pretty good though. Your trash rotations. Okay, boss is coming. Demon Slaying is up. Now on pull here, I'm gonna slow this down. You could have done something a little different on pull. Now I like to turn around on this boss when I judge, so I don't accidentally melee. So I like, because you have to get really close to this boss to judge. You have to get like in his melee range to judge. So I like to turn around when I judge this guy, so I don't accidentally melee, so I can still do my opener properly. So like I would turn around, judge Crusader, put up command, turn back around, face the boss, and then do it like an instant twist, and then CS after. You can start with command up, but you want to CS right away, and then twist on the same first auto attack. But because your CS was a little bit late, you weren't able to twist here, so it's a little bit of lost damage. But yeah, not a huge deal. It's just like for getting Vengeance up, it matters more, and you don't have any stacks of Vengeance yet, so that would have really helped your damage here is doing like an instant twist at the start. Exorcism, right here, you should have exorcismed. Definitely wanted to get that off there. Damn, your mana's low. Like you're losing a lot of mana already. I guess maybe you weren't full when they pulled the boss. Now here you can exorcism again. You should be exorcisming here. Wait, what was that? What was that? Was that a command judge? That was a command judge. So that's probably an accident. I'm not sure if you're using a judge macro. I would recommend not using a judge macro because this can happen sometimes where you accidentally command judge and it's not good. It like really hurts your damage. I would recommend not using a command judge, or I'm sorry, a judge macro, because what's gonna happen is like if you're slightly not off cooldown for your judge, it's going to put judge on the spell queue, and then it's going to cast command, and then judgment is queued, and then after command goes off, the judgment queue is going to go off, and you're going to judge command, and you're going to scuff your twist. So I'd recommend not using a command judge or a judge macro at all. I'd recommend doing them manually and keeping them separate. Now you just have to get used to it, but it's really easy to do command and judge like right after one another, like judge into command, like at the same time basically. I basically press the keys at the same time, just one right after the other, and it works fine. Another thing you can do is you can do in your seal of command macro, you can put /CQS, and that's actually, if you go into the Light Club Discord, you can find that macro in the in that red FAQ. Go down to the macro section. That's going to prevent you from accidentally command judging, because what it does is when you press command, it's going to cancel any queued spells that you have. It'll cancel that judgment queue if judgment is on the spell queue. Now that's kind of like a band-aid, and it means that between whatever GCD you did before, like exorcism or whatever, into command, you won't be able to spell queue that. And spell queuing is like when you queue up a spell that's not quite ready yet, but it goes off after it's ready. It's like a 400 millisecond window that you can queue a spell so that it goes off right as soon as it's ready. Now by default it's like 400 milliseconds. You can turn off the spell queue window, but I don't recommend it personally because you're going to lose time in between your seals that could affect your twisting. What I do recommend doing is keeping an eye on the judgment cooldown, and if you're very close to the judgment cooldown but it's not quite ready yet, either don't press it and just skip it, or wait just a little bit longer until it is completely off cooldown and then judge and then command. Because if you press it a little bit too early, you're either going to judge command, or it's going to go on like the spell queue and you're going to judge command, especially if you have a judge macro, which I do not recommend using. So what I recommend doing is just keeping those separate. If you really want to make sure you never judge command, you can put /CQS in front of your seal of command macro. But what you really should be doing is just watching your judge, and if it's really close to not being off cooldown, you know, make sure it's completely off cooldown before you press it, basically. Especially if you're going to go right into command after. You know, you can like press it and let it queue, but just do not press command yet. Make sure the judge goes off before you press command. Now this takes a little bit of practice, but it's totally doable. And if you can't get the hang of that, or you just want to make sure you never judge command, you can just do the /CQS in front of your command macro. But that'll prevent you from judging command and losing a twist like this. So now you should CS here. You're in command. You still have time to CS and hit the twist. So you should CS here. But instead, you wait for the twist. Now you CS. Should be popping cooldowns here soon. Maybe, I don't know when you guys bloodlust on. Maybe you bloodlust on trash because of this boss. But you should have popped your cooldowns already, like your trinkets and stuff. Especially having 2 unused trinkets, you kind of want to start popping them immediately, because you don't want to be popping your cooldowns in the kite phase. You want to pop them right now. So I would have popped my cooldowns already, like 10 or 15 seconds ago, at least. Definitely a common thing is you could be exorcisming a lot more. Like, I don't think I've seen you cast an exorcism yet, but you could be adding a lot more damage by casting exorcism. Anytime you CS, like right here, boom, exorcism. You got plenty of time. You just use Crusader Strike, you can't twist. Might as well exorcism, add some extra damage. So there's the judge going back into a twist. Yeah, I don't know why you're not popping cooldowns yet, but definitely should be popping cooldowns. Unless you're like saving lust for some other part of the fight, but even then, I would still be popping my trinkets and my haste potion. I might save wings, but I'm not gonna save my trinkets and stuff, because you can get a second use out of those if you use them early, right? So now here you should have CS'd again. Like, for some reason, autoing in commands. I'm not sure why you don't twist here. Maybe because of the phase change, but you could CS as well. So you know, you could have twisted the last auto attack. Here you can CS and still hit the twist. So you could have CS'd an auto ago, and then here you can exorcism again. Twist, CS. Now here you can exorcism again. Probably not going to, yeah. Definitely could be getting a lot more exorcisms out. Add some extra damage. I mean, it's not insubstantial, you know. It's a good amount of damage to add. I'm not sure what happened here with the judge. Let's see. Oh yeah, okay, so this is exactly what happened again. You hit your judge macro, and it put command up, and then you, oh wait, no, I don't know what happened there. You hit your judge macro, but it never, oh, you were on the global cooldown. So you hit your judge macro, but you were on the global cooldown, and it didn't cast command, because you were still on the global cooldown. That is another reason why I do not recommend using a judge macro. Just judge separately, and then use your seal of command separately, like, because you could have hit a twist here, but you weren't able to because of the judge macro messing up. So there we go for another twist. CS is not ready. Now CS is not ready. You got 2 seconds. You should just twist instead. If you start your auto attack like this and you see like 2 seconds or more on your CS, just go for a twist. And of course you could exorcism instead as well. So here you got some time on. This CS is a little bit late, and then for some reason you decide not to do it. I would have probably CS'd here, But you could have also opted for a twist instead for a small delay. It's kind of right in that little gray area where it's like either one is fine to go for the twist or to go for the late CS. But for some reason you decided not to. Now Judge is about ready, and you put Command up again. So you hit your Judge macro, and you were gonna Judge, but then you hit the macro and Command went up, and now you can't Judge, or else it's gonna fuck up your twist, right? Another reason, it's just one, like, don't use a Judge macro. It's just gonna mess you up, and it is messing you up. Now here you have Command up. You autoed with Command up. You could Crusader Strike here and still hit this twist. You could Crusader Strike right now and then still hit the twist. But for some reason you switched to Blood early. And then you went for another twist, but you could have CS'd. And you should have CS'd. So then you twist. You could CS here, a little bit late, but you got it. You could Exorcism there as well. Right here you could Exorcism. Now the Judge was a little bit on the edge, so I probably would have skipped it too, because it was a little bit too close for comfort. So going for another twist. Now you want to make sure you're not getting parried by the boss. It's a little hard on this boss because he's always moving and turning, but definitely want to make sure you're not getting parried if possible. It happens sometimes, you can't avoid it, but try to maximize your time behind the boss. So there's another Judge into a twist. Finally popping our cooldowns. Everything looks good so far. Gonna Judge and go for a twist. CS is about, yeah, this is a good CS. Not too late. But the next CS is going to be too late, and you're going to want to twist instead. This auto attack right here, CS, you had 2 seconds on CS. Well, I guess it's not that late. Well, I don't know, but you didn't do either one. You didn't do either one. You could have CS'd here. I probably would have CS'd. You could have also twisted instead, because it's like right at the middle of your swing, so it's like kind of that gray area where you can do either one. But I would have done one of those. Now you need to pop your other trinket as well. Usually when you have 2 unused trinkets, you want to pop them like one right after the other with like no downtime in between. Definitely some small like rotational issues I'm noticing. I get bopping a shaman, okay. Looks like you guys pulled trash. Unfortunate. Okay, let's skip ahead. Now on packs like this, I like to use Consecrate a lot because it's a lot of damage on a big like 6 or 7 pack like this. I guess this is a 6 pack. I like to use Consecrate on these kind of packs because it does do a lot of damage. Like here, I would Consecrate right here because you got time before your next auto. Judge Command for some reason, I'm not sure why. Another Command Judge there, looks like. Yeah, this Judge macro is really screwing you up. I would definitely recommend getting rid of that Judge macro. It's really screwing you up. Like, really badly. We'll watch another trash pack or two, and then I want to skip to the boss. I'll skip all the way to Terran, because we got like a half an hour left. Should have CS'd here, but the mob is kind of moving around like weird and shit, so I get it, but probably should have CS'd there. Alright, let's skip ahead to Terran Gorfiend. Oh, you pull him with the trash. That's pretty cool. Slow it down. Now, pop your cooldown. Okay, let's see. So Lust goes up. There goes your trinkets and your cooldowns. Now, I usually like to wait. I mean, Threat's pretty good, but I usually like to wait just a little bit of time after Lust goes up to see, like, can I wait for a Mongoose proc? Can I wait for a DST proc? Is Threat good? Stuff like that before I pop all my cooldowns. I usually like to wait just a little bit of time after I get Lust just to make sure that I'm maximizing. But if you have double unused trinkets like this, where you have Brooch and other Brooch, it's not a bad idea to pop your trinket right away, because you want to make sure that all 40 seconds of Lust you have your trinkets up. So I'm not gonna fault you for that. Okay, CS here, and then we judge into a twist. Good. And then we don't have CS up, so we twist again, which is good. Now we CS. No time for a filler. Don't have judge. CS. Okay, or twist. Now we could have twisted this auto attack as well. And you can see the I'm not sure what version of Rotation Twister this is. It's telling you to do 225, and I can't help but feel like, okay, actually you are in the proper attack speed for 225. But I feel like you should be faster, right? Because you have Haste Pod up, and Lust, and Drums. So there's no way you're actually 2.59, right? Yeah, you're 2.1. So why is... It's not... I think I know what's going on here. You need to update because last patch, Zul'Aman patch came out, all of our weak auras got fucked up by Blizzard. So you need to update your rotation twister on the side here, that tells you what rotation to do. This needs to be updated to the new 1.7 version, because it's not accurate since the patch, the Zul'Aman patch. It gives you like the wrong attack speed, it doesn't update enough. So if you go into the Light Club Discord and you can download the 1.7 version, the new version, and that should work on the new patch. Also, there's like a weak aura in the pins that is it's called the ZA patch haste fix, and that's gonna fix like your swing timer from breaking, because during the ZA patch Blizzard like broke a specific part of weak auras that our swing timers rely on, and since they broke that, we had to like make a fix for it so that we can work around that. Otherwise, occasionally your swing timer gets all messed up, and this rotation twister also gets messed up. So you actually need to update this rotation twister to the 1.7, which is in the Discord. And then if you haven't already, in the pins on the Ret channel, there is a ZA patch haste fix weak aura that all you need to do is you just got to install it, and it'll fix your swing timer. But I definitely noticed that's not accurate right now. So I think you might have, yeah, see, you judged here again, and your judge macro messed you up. You tried to judge, you tried to CS and judge. I'm not sure, I guess you tried to do like a filler judge, which is when you CS first and then you judge in the filler window and you put blood back up. But you have exorcism, so you should just exorcism instead. It's not like, you never really want to go for a filler judge unless you don't have any of your fillers ready. So we're twisting, CS. Now we have time for an exorcism here. Nope, no exorcism. Judge, twist. CS is not quite off cooldown, but it's good enough. Late C, a little bit of a late CS there. That's a weird consecrate because that consecrate scuffed your twist. It was too late, and now you're not able to twist because you did it a little bit too late. And you put up command a little bit too late there as well. I'm not sure, I guess you were waiting for a judge, but you put up command a little bit too late there and missed your twist because of it. What do you do as a filler if exorcism is on CD? You consecrate. But you gotta make sure that you have enough time to filler and still hit the twist after. It's something that you kinda gotta practice, but basically if I have lust or if I have any haste effect up, I'm not too worried about doing fillers. I also noticed that you're going low on mana. It looks like you don't have Seal of Wisdom, Judgment of Wisdom on the boss, because you're running out of mana. I can't tell if you don't have Wisdom or if it doesn't look like there is Wisdom up on the boss. Definitely want to make sure one of your other paladins are putting Wisdom up, because that's you're going And now like you could exorcism, but it's gonna really hurt your mana. Like here you could exorcism, right? But it's really hurting your mana if you do, because you don't have Wisdom on the boss and you're like almost doomed. If you're single target fight, should I rank 4 consecrate? Only if you're having mana problems. If you're not having mana problems, you should rank 6. Rank 4 is only like if you get down to like 1 or 2k mana and you still want to get a filler in, then maybe you can down rank. I have rank 1, rank 4, and rank 6 on my bars. And I usually always use rank 6. But if I'm getting low on mana, I might swap to rank 4. But luckily in tier 6 there's like a lot of demons, so a lot of times you can skip the rank 4 and just exorcism instead. You know, I don't do a whole lot of consecrates on single target because I'm usually doing exorcism instead, and I'm usually like gated by mana and not by anything else. So you're like really having trouble with mana here. It looks like you're judging Wisdom yourself now. Okay, but you don't have Judgment cooldown. So yeah, unfortunate. So go for a twist there, and now you want to judge Wisdom. Okay, you mana potted, so never mind. Somebody else judged Wisdom. Gonna go for the twist. You should pop your trinket here. Definitely should pop your trinket, your brooch here. Did you? Yeah, so it looks like you actually forgot to use your brooch during lust. You used your other brooch during lust, but you forgot to use your second brooch during lust, so definitely want to make sure that you use those back to back during lust. And there, now you use it. Not sure why you put Crusader up here. Maybe that was a misclick. Okay, so we twist. CS is not ready, so we twist again. You could have CS there. I probably would have CS there, but it's not like bad to twist here instead. It's fine. Exorcism, can exorcism here. So we judge, go to another twist. CS, another chance to exorcism here, but you consecrated instead. I would definitely always use exorcism over consecrate when you have it. Exorcism is just more damage for less mana, so I would definitely exorcism first instead of consecrate. Now here you could judge. You don't have CS. You should judge and go for a twist because you don't have CS. What's up, Swedge? Doing a log review. Yeah, you don't have CS, so you should judge and go for a twist, but it looks like you might have hesitated, and so you just ended up with a blood auto. So now you judge, and go for the twist. But you could have CS'd there. So now on that auto attack, CS was ready. So you should have CS'd because CS does more damage than attempting a twist. So you actually should have CS'd there. So we CS here, and now you have Exorcism ready, but you don't cast it for some reason. Now here we're ready. Now here's the thing. You have this Judge macro, and it's fucking you up so bad. Like here, you pressed it too early, and you were still on the global cooldown, so it put Command up. Or sorry, you were still on the Judge cooldown, but you weren't on the global cooldown. So when you pressed your Judge macro, it put up Command, but it didn't Judge because Judge was on cooldown. Now you have Command up, but you can't Judge because you have Command up, and you're gonna lose a bunch of damage. But it looks like you're doing it anyway. Yeah. So you Judge Command, you scuffed up your twist there. Now you can't hit the twist. This Judge macro is fucking you up so bad. Like, you gotta get rid of this Judge macro. It is screwing you up so bad. And now you get Shadow of Death at the end of the fight, whatever. Should have Crusader Strike there. Should have Crusader Strike here instead of twisting. And the boss is dead. Okay, so let's go to, like, Reliquary. I would look at the trash, but I'm a little limited on time. And there's not a whole lot to look at in terms of trash. Okay, we'll go to Blood Boil first. Blood Boil first. Definitely, like, the biggest issue I'm seeing is your Judge macro giving you trouble. Causing you to have rotational issues. And here on your opener is a little bit scuffed. So, like, you Judge Crusader. You don't want to melee the boss after you Judge Crusader. You want to make sure you have a seal up before you Judge. It looks like you're maybe using, like, a macro. Oh yeah, you're using your Judge macro. So you Judge your Crusader, and then you use your Judge macro to get Command up. What you should do is you should be max range or turned around, Judge Crusader, put Command up, and then stop attacking. Like, you haven't attacked yet, you want to turn off your attack, and then turn around and do an instant twist with your Blood macro. Because it's going to help you stack up Vengeance faster, and it's a better opener DPS wise. So you're a little bit, okay, so we start with a twist here, we CS. You could have consecrated there, but it's Blood Boil, and you're kind of gated by mana on this fight, so you can't get a whole lot of consecrates out this fight, but, you know, not a big deal. I mean, you can also open up with Command and Crusader Strike. Like, so you Judge Crusader and you stop attacking. No matter what, you always Judge Crusader from max range. You don't want to attack. And you put up Command, right? That's always what you start with, is Judging Crusader and putting up Command. And then you can either wait and instant twist, or you can CS with Command up and then twist at the end of the auto attack. Either one is fine. They both do about the same damage. Doesn't really matter which one you pick. Both of those are good openers, but they are both really good damage-wise and the best. And they're good for stacking up Vengeance. Although I do like the instant twist because it stacks Vengeance a little bit faster, and that's what I'm mostly concerned with on an opener. So CS. Could have consecrated here, but not a big deal that you didn't. So another scuffed Judge macro use. Just another occasion where your Judge got scuffed by the Judge macro, right? Like, you just Judged Command, which does like no damage, and it scuffed your whole shit because you used this Judge macro before you were off cooldown. So yeah, definitely want to get rid of this Judge macro. It's probably the #1 thing impacting your DPS is like this Judge macro. Okay, so everything else looks pretty good right now. You could consecrate here, but HOG is a fight where mana sucks, so not a huge deal that you don't. You can always get more consecrates in towards the end of the fight when you know you have extra mana. You want to kind of try to end the fight with as little mana as possible by using all that extra mana on fillers. And on a fight like Blood Boil, it's not hard at the end of the fight to dump all your mana into consecrates during filler windows. So you don't have to like start out with, you know, a lot of consecrates and stuff at the beginning of the fight. You can always wait until the end of the fight, and if you have extra mana, start pumping out those consecrates during your filler windows. But on fights that you're not gated by mana, like Nagentis, where you're getting a lot of mana back from damage, you want to be hitting every filler window that you possibly can with like a consecrate. There you go, you scuffed another Judge macro, scuffing your twist. Probably should have, okay, it looks like you're bopping the Fel Rage target, which is understandable. You should have, instead of Crusader striking there, you should have put a seal up first, and then autoed, and then Crusader striked after. Because you never want to auto without a seal up. I would have saved my haste pot. I would have waited to haste pot and trinket and wings. I wouldn't have used that stuff yet. Because your wings is still on cooldown for 8 seconds, and you want to stack wings with haste pot, so I would have waited. But you want to pop your trinkets right away because you have double unused trinkets. So when he lusts there, pop your trinket, but don't use your haste pot yet. Just pop your trinket, wait until wings is off cooldown, then pop your wings, your haste pot, etc. And then your second trinket. Here you should have, instead of twisting this auto, you should have CS'd because you had CS up. So anytime you have CS up, you want to prioritize that. Let me CS here, go into another twist, another Judge macro, scuffing you there, almost scuffed you. Well, actually it did scuff you, you judged command, so twist, twist again, good, CS, good, there you go, double twist, double twist again. CS, good. You forgot to pop your second trinket, and now you're running out of uptime. So Lust is down to 15 seconds, and you still haven't popped your second trinket. You want to make sure that you pop that as soon as possible so that it gets as much time during Lust as possible. Okay, so twist, CS, good. Judge is not on cooldown, good. Going back into another twist. There, finally we pop our other trinket, but you twisted a little bit too early and you missed the twist. You should have CS'd here instead of twisting because your CS was ready. So you should have CS'd instead. Also here, once again, should have CS'd instead. Also, now you're popping wings, but Lust is gone. So, yeah. This is a kind of a botched use of cooldowns by a little bit. Could have got a lot more damage if you popped wings earlier and stacked your haste pot with Lust, with trinket, with wings, etc. I'm not sure what just happened there. Looks like a Judge macro. Yeah, so I don't know. It looks like you hit your Judge macro right as you were about to auto attack, and I'm not sure why, but your auto was like delayed for some reason. I'm not sure if that was like a stop attack or not, but that was weird. So twist, CS. You never want to judge at the end of your auto attack. You always want to judge at the beginning of your auto attack. So there we go, another Judge macro, but it looks like you judged command. Yep, you judged command again. And then that scuffed up your twist, that you could have had a twist here. And now here you should have CS'd instead of twisting because CS is ready. Okay, so just to kind of summarize, because we're running out of time here. Your Judge macro is screwing you up, like you know this already. Judge macro is causing you issues, and when it scuffs your twist, the next auto attack you go for another twist when you should be Crusader striking. You need to use fillers more. You need to consecrate and exorcism more after your Crusader strike. You want to use them then. Exorcism preferably, but consecrate's good too. You want to try to end the fight with as little mana as possible. If you have extra mana at the end of a fight, like here, 20% on Blood Boil, you have 2k mana, you could start dropping a couple consecrates, getting yourself closer to low mana, maximizing your filler usage. That's pretty much the main issues that I'm getting, is that occasionally you're twisting when you should be Crusader striking. Your Judge macro is screwing you up badly. It's messing up your twists, etc. And you need to stack your cooldowns better. You want to stack Wings with Haste Pot, with Trinket, with Lust. Now, because you have double on-use trinkets, you want to pop your Trinket as soon as Lust starts, but not necessarily your Wings. You want to save your Wings until you find a good time for it. Usually I like to do it when Mongoose is up. But you not necessarily like have to pop Wings right away, but you have to pop Trinket right away as soon as Lust starts. And then as soon as that first Trinket goes down, you need to pop your second Trinket right away, so that both of those 40-second duration of Trinkets is perfectly overlapped with Lust, right? And you need to stack your Wings with your Haste Pot. Otherwise, I mean, it seems like you have a decent grasp of the rotation. Also, you need to update your Rotation Twister add-on, Weak Aura, and you need to get the ZA patch Haste Fixer Weak Aura to fix your swing timer. I will send you that stuff in the DMs. I will post that stuff in the description on YouTube for anybody else who needs that stuff. So those are the biggest issues there. Get rid of your Judge macro, stack your cooldowns better, stack Wings with Haste Pot, make sure your Trinkets, the 40 seconds of Trinkets that you have, perfectly overlaps with Lust, and use fillers more and CS more. When you, at the beginning of every auto attack, you should be looking at your CS timer, and if it's ready, use it. If it's not ready, if it's like 2 seconds, if you're not lusted and it's like 2 seconds, you can wait and do like a late CS, which is fine. But if it's like 2 seconds and you are lusted, and so you don't have time for it, you should be twisting instead. If your CS isn't ready, like right in the first half of your auto attack, like before the red line, if you can't CS before that, you should probably just twist. So that's pretty much everything. I mean, I got like 5 minutes left, so I kind of need to go. But we can talk more then, and maybe review the rest of this VOD later. But I gotta go host a gold DKP, so I gotta run. But I hope that this helped you kind of nail down some of the issues that you're having with your rotation and some of the reasons why you might not be pulling as much DPS as you could be. So I'm gonna send you some of these resources, the weak auras and stuff, and I'll send you the Seal of Command macro too if you want to use that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Any questions or anything like that? And we can maybe take a look at the rest of this VOD later. I just don't have enough time right now. I wanted to slow it down and kind of really look at the rotation, and that kind of took a bunch of time to do. So I'm going to send you that information. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll send you that information now. Alright boys, I will catch you guys later. I gotta go take care of this gold bid. I'll put the VOD up then on YouTube, and we'll take a look at the rest of this video probably. But I gotta run. Thanks you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time.